the bottom row, which is great runs, not a dynasty. The Raiders from the mid-'70s to the early '80s. Washington from the early '80s to '91. The Giants under Parcells, the Giants under Coughlin, and the Jim Kelly, Marv Levy, Buffalo Bills. What are those teams' resumes to get on here? Those Raiders teams made 3 Super Bowls, won them all, made another Final Four. The Stink was a part of some of these Washington teams, but the Joe Gibbs Washington teams made 4 Super Bowls, won 3, made another Final Four. Giants, 2 titles, 2 Super Bowl appearances. The Giants, again, 2 titles, 2 Super Bowl appearances. And then I would say the most famous non-champion in any sport ever.
Yeah.
The Marv Levy, Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Bruce Smith, Buffalo Bills, as far as extended the period of time without championship.
But you're doing them a favor. You're doing them a solid by throwing them on there. Look at all the other 3 titles, at least 2 titles for all the others. Yeah. I mean, I get it. It was a great run.
Here's the thing. Had the Chiefs made the Super Bowl this year, then maybe it denigrates what those guys accomplished. Had the Patriots with Brady ever made 4 in a row? Like, there has been whether it was the 70s Dolphins, the Patriots with Brady, the Chiefs with Mahomes, there's been a hard ceiling at winning your conference 3 years in a row for every other team in the history of the league, except for the Bills. I'm including the Bills. I told you, I had a soft spot for Western New York. 4th row, mini dynasties. The Packers of the early 60s, now let me be clear. This is Super Bowl era. The Packers, if we remove Super Bowl era, they're at the very, very top because they were winning championships prior to this. But we have to pretend as if history started in the Super Bowl era. Elway's Broncos, Shula's Dolphins, and Staubach and Landry's Cowboys. So let's look at what these teams accomplished. The Packers, they won the first 2 Super Bowls. It was pretty good. They had dominated it before the Super Bowl era. They won the first 2. The Broncos, they went back-to-back. The Dolphins went back-to-back, including going to a Super Bowl before they went back-to-back. So they went to 3 straight, and they had an undefeated season. And the Cowboys were just in it every year, went to 4 Super Bowls, won 2, went to 6 Final Fours. All right,
mini dynasties.
Mini dynasties. Yeah, not real dynasties, miniature dynasties.
Size.
Yeah. There have been 6 real dynasties. Here they are. We have had 3 decade-defining dynasties. The Niners of the 80s, the Cowboys of the 90s, the Patriots of the 2000 aughts. What were their resumes? The Niners, in that 9-year period, won 4 Super Bowls, went to 4, and made 1 other Final Four. Okay. Odd for them because the 4 years they didn't make the conference championship game, they either missed the playoffs or didn't win a single playoff game. But the 5 years they made the Final Four, 4 years they made Super Bowl, they won it. Cowboys, we know what they did over those 4-year stretches. Won 3 Super Bowls, lost in 1 conference championship game. And the Patriots won a Super Bowl, missed the playoffs, then won back-to-back 14-win seasons, back-to-back Super Bowls, and the longest season-over-season winning streak in the history of the NFL. They are decade-defining dynasties.
But the Patriots,
2001 to 2004.
But you don't count 07 in that that decade?
No, I do not, because 05 you didn't win a playoff game. 06 because the rest of it, to me, and I'll explain it. I'll show you. Okay. I think we'll probably get to the Patriots piece of it. There is a tier higher than it, and if we go back to the pyramid. Just incomprehensibly consistent dynasties. And that's the 2011 to 2018 Pats and the 2018 to 2024 Chiefs. For the Patriots, that is an 8-year stretch where every single year they made the Final Four. They made 5 Super Bowls, they won 3. And for the Chiefs, it is a 7-year stretch where every single year they made the Final Four, they made 5 Super Bowls, they won 3. There are no down years, no gaps, no anything. We'll see if 2024 was the end of the Chiefs' run, or if they get right back to it next year and we have to do some math on how it works, or if they have a significant gap between the 2 eras the way the 2 Patriot eras did. But that leaves one and only one team left standing which is, and I thought the Chiefs were going to run them down, but up to this point they have not, the greatest dynasty. There have only been a handful of instances of a team going back-to-back in the history of the league. This team has 2 of them, and it's the same group. The Steelers from 74 to 79, over the course of 6 years, here's what they did. They made 4 Super Bowls. They won all 4 Super Bowls. They made the conference championship game one of the 2 years they didn't, and the divisional round the other year. And by the way, we look at the graphic as a whole, what they have, that Raiders team from 76 to 83 was an all-time great team in the midst of what they were doing in their conference. And they, and they were able to sustain that level of excellence and dominance. Despite that, that is, for my money.
First off, I want to ask you guys right at the top, how much do you actually care about this stuff? I'm genuinely curious. Most of the time, I use my own interests as a barometer for what you all might like. I'm a fan, just like you. So when I'm into something, I assume you probably are too. And when I'm not, I assume you're probably not either. We're not going to align on everything, but we've got way more similarities than differences. Otherwise, you wouldn't watch the same shows, the same games, or frankly, this channel. So if you don't like the same things I do, why are you here? Anyway, I'm curious how you feel about Dynasty talk. What do the 1976-1983 Raiders mean to you? Seriously. What about the 1970-1977 Cowboys? Colin had a great take a few years ago about how football is really just about staying relevant, unlike baseball where you can't watch a single game without hearing about Babe Ruth. It's true. My dad knows baseball better than anyone I've ever met, better than anyone on TV, honestly. Missed calling. He could be doing what I do, but with baseball, and I can't have a conversation with him without him bringing up something from 1927. And I'm like, okay, but it's 2026, not 1926. Football's not like that. Colin once said he doesn't know how many passing yards Tom Brady has or how many touchdowns. He said that stuff doesn't matter. And he's right. Numbers and stats, history, matter way more in baseball than football. Most people on YouTube are in their 20s and 30s, flirting with 40s. That's the meat and potatoes demographic, maybe 18 to 45. The vast majority of us weren't watching, forming memories, or even understanding what we were watching in 1978. Even if you were alive and watching games back then, did you really know what you were seeing? Does it actually land for you? So, when we debate dynasties and where teams should be ranked, when Nick throws in the Bills or the Andy Reid Eagles for making 4 straight NFC title games, I look at it differently. To me, a dynasty is just a stretch of greatness. I look at Tom Brady and the Patriots' entire run as one dynasty. Same with the Chiefs. I said it when Colin was talking about the end of a dynasty. And the three-peat stuff, as long as Andy Reid and Spags and the main core are there, the entire Mahomes era is the dynasty, not just the championships. Because when I look at dynasties, I'm asking, how feared were you? How constantly were we talking about how great, how special, how elite you were, year after year after year? Even in the years the Patriots didn't win, it was still, this is New England, this is Belichick, this is Brady. No doubt. Same with the Chiefs. Same with those Cowboys teams, those Andy Reid Eagles teams. Even without a Super Bowl, they were clearly at the top. I think dynasties also depend on your connection to them. How old were you? How locked in? How much did you care? Were they beating your team? Some teams transcend that. The Patriots became a phenomenon. The Chiefs became a phenomenon. Partly because they're recent, sure, but also because of timing. The internet, social media, cell phones. We can watch every game in a way we simply couldn't in 1997. Was there an NFL package back then? Pay-per-view? I don't know. I wasn't paying for cable. My dad got whatever was in front of us. You read the newspaper or watched highlights on ESPN. That was it. So, when I say the Patriots and Chiefs dynasties hit differently, it's not just recency bias. It's that they captured the NFL in a way no previous dynasty could have, because the infrastructure didn't exist. We have such significant access now that these teams and players become embedded in the culture in a way that's impossible to replicate. Shohei Ohtani will always have a better chance to become a bigger superstar than Babe Ruth because of timing. Patrick Mahomes has the ability to become more famous and popular than even Tom Brady because in 2018, the internet was already fully formed. A 12-year-old could be locked in on Mahomes in a way that simply wasn't possible with Brady in 2001. AOL keywords? I don't even know. It just wasn't the same. All of that matters. That's the lens I'm looking through. And honestly, this stuff means so little to me. I'd skip this segment, or I'd have it on in the background and not retain a word. What did Nick say? I don't know. Who cares? I'd rather talk about what the Raiders can do this year. What's the best coaching hire for them? I care way more about what's happening today than hashing out what the 1982-1991 Commanders did. And it's not to say we forget them. 20 years from now, I'll be telling my kids, you don't know how great the Chiefs were from 2018 to 2024. The whole world hated them because they just kept winning. And Taylor Swift? Man, she was a looker back then. She married Travis Kelce. Yeah, they got divorced, but still. Maybe that's what it becomes. But I don't like living in the past. Not when it comes to sports. My dad is incredibly nostalgic, I get it. There are so many epic moments I've witnessed that feel like distant, faded memories. And then you're on to the next incredibly exciting moment. Every year this is one of the greatest games in NFL history. Seahawks-Rams was compared to the 13-second game. Watching the Eagles annihilate the Chiefs was something nobody saw coming. The back and forth of Chiefs-Eagles in 57, the 49ers-Chiefs overtime, the Giants taking down the undefeated Patriots. Every couple of years we witness something insane, and I find it really difficult to compare the modern era to the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, even the early 2000s. That's what makes Tom Brady so unique. He played across 3 different NFL eras, different rules. Look at the uniforms, the padding, the helmets. Same with LeBron, baggy shorts down to his ankles, then super high shorts, now leggings. It's a trip. So I'm curious, are you locked into NFL history? Does Dynasty ranking hit for you? I know a lot of sports fans are nostalgic. Maybe I'm the outlier. I enjoy highlights and reliving moments, but I'm totally content watching a Week 9 game without someone bringing up what Troy Aikman did against the Raiders in 1994. A little snippet is cool. Then I move on. That's how Dynasty talk lands for me. What do you think about Nick Wright's Dynasty tiers? Do you care about this stuff? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe, thumbs up. Thank you. See you next time.